two warriors, 5 rounds, one unforgettable war. Bloodied but unbroken, Skylar Maverick chased glory. Shauna Gomes stood tall, defending her crown with grit, power, and heart. This wasn't just a fight. This was a legacy written in pain. Don't blink. Shauna fires back with a flurry of strikes, and the crowd responds with a roar of applause. She's wasting no time, pressing forward with big kicks, setting the tone early in this championship bout. Skylar, trying to settle into her rhythm, is sticking out the jab and attempting to get her footing. But at the moment, she's clearly being outpaced and outgunned. Shauna lands heavy on the entries, really making a statement with each exchange. You can see the nerves in Skylar. She hasn't quite settled in, hasn't been able to get her timing. The commentators are wondering, will she pick it up as the round progresses? There's already damage visible on Skylar. A bit of blood trickles from either her nose or mouth, possibly from that early flurry. But just as it looks like Shauna's pulling ahead, Skylar lands a big right hand, a reminder that she's still very much in this fight. She follows it up with a sharp jab. It's a solid answer back. Shauna stays composed and rips a clean body shot. She follows with a stiff left hand. These women are throwing leather. No hesitation. Shauna's boxing is looking sharp, crisp, and considerably improved since her last outing. She's sitting, down on her punches, delivering them with serious intent. Even her jab has some snap to it now. Skylar lands a thunderous overhand right. Huge shot, but Shauna responds immediately by switching levels and scoring a slick takedown. Skylar might be looking for a submission here, perhaps an armbar, and it looks tight for a moment. But Shauna's positioning is spot on. She's applying pressure with her knee, keeping Skylar's leverage limited. Skylar tries to adjust, maybe hook a leg and roll through. A gamble, and a risky one. But Shauna's too savvy, too disciplined. That armbar is getting deeper. Skylar's not tapping. Though, she's tough, showing heart, but you can see the strain. Those ligaments are screaming. The ref's watching closely. That arm is bent in ways it shouldn't be. And yet Skylar rolls through again, showing resilience, refusing to give in. The crowd is on their feet. The grit from both women is undeniable. When they reset, Shauna is favoring her arm a little, and it's clear she's in pain. The cage-side doctor will definitely take a look between rounds, but Shauna keeps her composure, reasserts herself. In the replay, we see the groundwork laid by Shauna. Sharp leg kicks setting up those clean boxing combinations. But that submission attempt by Skylar was no joke. It was inches away from ending the fight. As the second round begins, Skylar comes out much more aggressive. She's pushing forward, catching kicks, landing counters. It's clear she's been told by her corner to pick up the tempo. A step-in elbow just misses for the champ. Skylar is now stalking, walking her down. Shauna gets caught by a punch-on. The tail end of a combo, but fires back instantly. Knee to the body, straight right hand. Back and forth they go. Shauna lands a beautiful jab. That was textbook. Popped Skylar's head back. A clean outside leg kick follows. Both fighters are finding moments of success. Shauna's landing heavy left hands, but Skylar won't back down. She keeps pressing. Forward, absorbing shots. Firing back. The pressure's mounting. Shauna looks like she's in a bit of trouble. Those leg kicks from Skylar are accumulating. Shauna tries to circle out and lands a gorgeous check left hook. She needs more of that. She's catching Skylar clean. Could be the beginning of something. Skylar absorbs it and charges in with a flurry. She's relentless. Shauna gets her mouthpiece dislodged from a straight shot, a testament to Skylar's power, but she regathers. Clinch work now, and Skylar shoots for a single leg. Shauna fights it off with pure strength. The clinch is Shauna's world. The round ends with a wild exchange. Both fighters still standing, both bloody, both breathing hard. In the replay, it's clear how evenly matched they were in this round. Combinations landing on both sides. The spinning back fist from Shauna was slick, nearly landed flush. But Skylar had her moments too, tagging the champ with sharp jabs. Now we move to the third round, the championship rounds. This is where the real fight begins. The experience is with Shauna. She's been here before, but Skylar's cardio is elite. Training at elevation has its benefits. She's still listening, intently to her corner, responding mid-fight, which speaks volumes about her composure. Early in the fourth, Shauna gets clipped, a wobble, but she recovers and fires right back. These exchanges are intense. Every shot is thrown with conviction now. Both women are digging deep. Skylar is starting to land clean combinations. But Shauna's figured something out. When she throws in volume, she wins the exchange. She catches. Skylar again with a nasty left hand that snaps her head back. Skylar shoots, maybe a desperation double, and gets caught with slicing elbows. The champ is showing veteran awareness. She's hurting Skylar in the clinch. Blood now streaming from a cut on Skylar's head. The doctor checks, but lets it go. It's in the hairline, not affecting the eyes, but the cut lights a fire under Skylar. She knows time is short. She drives again for a takedown. Shauna's balance is impeccable. Skylar can't finish. Champ circles off and lands another straight right. The frustration on Skylar's face is obvious. Her entries are getting predictable. Shauna is reading them. The fourth round ends with more damage to Skylar. She's tough as nails, but the tide might be turning. The fifth and final round was set to begin, and as both fighters rose from their corners, the atmosphere inside the arena was electric. Every fan, every coach, every camera was locked in. This was the kind of fight that reminded people why they fell in love with the sport in the first place. Grit, fire, heart, and legacy were all packed into the next 5 minutes. No one in the building was sitting down anymore. The championship round was upon us, and everyone knew it would be unforgettable. Skylar Maverick, blood streaking from a cut above her right eye and a swelling forming under her cheek, burst out of her corner like a woman possessed. She had to. No, she was trailing on the scorecards, and the desperation in her pace showed it. Her corner had told her she needed a finish, and she was going to chase it down with every ounce of fight left in her. Her fists flew in a chaotic blur, launching a barrage of looping punches that were more about volume and fury than precision. Across the cage, the champion Shauna Gomez stood her ground like a wall of calm in the middle of a storm. Her face told a story of its own battered, bruised, her right arm clearly still compromised from the deep armbar attempt earlier in the Yas fight, but her eyes were laser-focused. She had seen this before. She had lived in the championship rounds before. This was her domain. Skylar charged forward again, attempting to trap Shauna against the cage with another flurry. She landed a few glancing blows, enough to raise the crowd's roar, but Shauna rolled with them beautifully. Gomez bit down on her mouthpiece and answered with a stiff jab that split Skylar's guard, followed by a cross that snapped Skylar's head back with a spray of sweat and blood. The champion wasn't just surviving, she was fighting with purpose. With just over 4 minutes to go, Skylar shot for a double-leg takedown, one of the deepest entries she'd had all fight. But Shauna sprawled perfectly, hips low, legs wide, forcing Skylar to abandon the attempt and resort to clinch work against the fence. Shauna used the opportunity to land 2 short elbows over the top that reopened the cut on Skylar's brow. Blood began to trickle again. Despite the damage, Skylar was relentless. She dug for underhooks and tried to trip the champion to the mat, but Shauna's base was as solid as granite. Time and again, Shauna shifted her weight, turned her hips, and re-established position, refusing to be taken down. She wasn't just defending, she was controlling. 3 minutes to go. Skylar broke the clinch and reset in the center of the cage. She looked weary, the fatigue of 4 rounds of war finally catching up to her. But still, she pressed forward, feinting, faking, looking for an opening. Shauna, breathing steadily, circled away and picked her shots. A clean right hook to the body landed, then a left straight upstairs. The champion's precision was beginning to show. Skylar lunged with another overhand right. Shauna ducked under it and countered with a picture-perfect knee to the midsection. The impact echoed through the arena. Skylar staggered backward, arms instinctively lowering to protect her body. Shauna pounced, throwing a 1-2 combination that clipped Skylar on the temple. 2 minutes remaining. The pace slowed slightly as both women, now visibly exhausted, started to manage what was left of their gas tanks. But make no mistake, every strike still had meaning, and every exchange still carried the potential to change everything. Skylar ducked low again and went for a single-leg takedown, this time nearly succeeding. She got the leg up, lifted, but Shauna balanced on one foot, posted on the cage, and hammered her with elbows. Skylar persisted, dragging Shauna's leg, but the champion adjusted mid-her and flipped the position. Shauna reversed and ended up on top. The crowd erupted. Shauna settled into Skylar's guard, posture up, and dropped a heavy right hand. Then another. And another. The referee leaned in to get a closer look. Skylar threw up her legs to control posture, trying to minimize the damage. But it was clear Shauna was in control of the moment, dictating the pace and owning the championship round. She stood briefly to pass the guard, then stepped back to force a stand-up. She wanted the finish on the feet. 1 minute left. Both fighters stood toe-to-toe in the center. Skylar was bleeding, bruised, and perhaps behind on the cards, but her will had not broken. She charged forward again, with wild, winging punches, hoping to land one big shot to swing the fight. Shauna, composed and clear-headed, sidestepped the rush and answered with a thunderous outside leg kick that nearly spun Skylar. Sideways. The champ followed up with a jab-straight combo that connected flush. Skylar's hands dropped just for a second. Shauna saw the opening and delivered a crushing left hook. Skylar stumbled back, her legs briefly betraying her. Shauna came forward again with a flying knee that just grazed her opponent's chin. The final 30 seconds, Skylar, defiant to the end, pushed forward once more. She threw everything she had: punches, desperation, pride. Shauna fired back with precision, her shots still technical and efficient. Every strike was calculated. Every move intentional. 10 seconds. The final exchange. Both fighters swung. A looping right from Skylar, a sharp uppercut from Shauna. They collided, tangled, and separated. The horn sounded. The war was over. Both women stood there for a moment, barely able to lift their arms, both drenched in sweat and smeared with blood. Then, in a moment of pure mutual respect, they embraced. No bad blood. Just two warriors who had left every part of themselves in the cage. As the coaches rushed in and medics checked the fighters, the crowd erupted into a standing ovation. Everyone knew they had just witnessed something special. When the official decision came in, the numbers confirmed what many had already felt. 49-46, 48-47, and 49-46. Winner by unanimous decision. Then still. PFC Bantamweight Champion. Shauna Gomez. The belt was wrapped around her waist once again, and Shauna raised her battered arms high in triumph. In the post-fight interview, she smiled through the pain. "It sounds pretty good," she said. "I wanted the finish, but I'll take the unanimous." She spoke about the early adversity, about the armbar, about Skylar's pressure, about needing to start faster in future fights. She was self-aware, focused, humble, and then when asked about what was next, she gave a little smile. Might be. Time to go pro. The crowd roared in approval. It had been a fight to remember, a performance to celebrate, a final round worthy of champions.